Lunge position. Just recording, right? All right, so starting in that low lunge position, both hands are on the ground. We're going to take left leg forward, left elbow reaches towards the ground, and then rotate in that torso, bring that arm up overhead. From here, left hand comes back to the ground, left foot pops back, right leg is going to come forward, right elbow reaches towards the ground, and then rotate open. So you can either rest that back knee on the ground, or it'll make it a little more challenging, have that back knee off the ground if you've got that balance in that rotation. Right hand comes to the ground, right foot pops back, you're in that tall plank. Left leg comes forward, left elbow reaches, and then rotate. We'll get a few of these in. Good, got good stretch. Switch it up to the other side. And switch it up again. A couple more of these. Switch to the other side, really open up in that torso. And switch. One more time, take it to the right side, reach that elbow down, rotate open. And from here, come to that kneeling position. Here, we're just gonna take it to a cat-cow. So we're gonna round our back, tuck our head down. Hold for a couple of counts. And we're gonna let our back hit that arch in it. Not a really big arch, but shoot those hips back slightly. Take your head, look it up towards the ceiling. And again, hips tuck under. Roll in that back, tuck your head under. And again, look up towards the ceiling. Let that little sink and arch in your back come in. Shoot your hips up. Couple more of these, make sure you're breathing. Okay, from here, tuck those toes under, push through those heels, shoot your hips up. We're gonna pedal our feet out here in that down dog. So try to reach one heel after the other towards the ground. Good, from here we're gonna come forward into that tall plank. Let your hips drop to the ground. Gonna look over your right shoulder. Back to center and over your left. Toes tuck back under, push your hips towards the ceiling, pedal your feet out again here. Come forward into that tall plank. Let your hips drop to the ground, look over your right shoulder. And over your left. Back to center one more time. Tuck your toes under, shoot your hips back. Downward facing dog here, pedal your feet out. Really push those heels into the ground. And back forward into that tall plank. Sink those hips down. Look over your right shoulder. Back to center and over your left. Right, let's go ahead and flip over on our back from here. Take it into just a basic hip bridge. Okay, heels are on the ground. You should be able to touch your heels, rest your head on the ground. We're going to lift our hips up, push through those heels, engage your glute muscles at the top. And then tap back down. Think about opening up those hips. So much more of a stretch here this time around. Than really using those muscles. Much more that opening up in those hip flexors. Let's get 5. Last one. Staying on your back, you're going to take your hands, palms facing flat on the ground out to your sides. Okay, you're going to bend in your legs. Here we're going to drop our knees to the right, keeping your left and your right shoulder flat on the ground. Okay, use your core to lift those legs back up. Take them over to the left. Really trying to keep those shoulders as flat on the ground as you can. Good. Just a couple more. And stop the next time you're in the center. We're going to take it up into a low squat. Push those knees out with your elbows here. Okay, left hand's going to place on the ground. Right arm is going to come up overhead. Rotating that torso, look up towards your hand. And a little faster though, so the right hand comes to the ground. The left arm comes up overhead. And the left hand to the ground, hips shoot up towards the ceiling. Stretch out those hamstrings. And hips back down towards the ground. Again, the left hand on the ground. Right arm shoots up overhead. Right hand to the ground, the left arm up. The left hand to the ground, hips shoot up towards the ceiling, hamstring stretch here. Relax your head and neck. Good. One more time, sink those hips back down, push those knees out slightly with the elbows, left hand places to the ground, right arm up overhead. Good. Right hand comes down, left arm reaches up. And left hand back down, hips shoot up towards the ceiling. All right, coming up, we're going to go in to some jumping jacks, get a little bit of your heart rate elevating just a little bit. So I'm going to take to a standing position. And we're going to start Here are some jumping jacks. So arms coming out to side, up overhead, legs are hopping out to the side. For time, here we go, 3, 2, 1, get moving. Good, straight into steel jacks, palms are facing, out and in. Good, just getting the heart rate up just a little bit right now. It's not gonna be a super cardio heavy workout. Again, more leg dominant. Good, kicking those heels out in front, tapping your heels to the ground. Next one, we're gonna move to some butt kickers. Heels are coming up towards your hips. Next, we're gonna go quick feet forward and quick feet back, or you can do hops. Again, forward, back. So you have a line that you're going over the top of, or we can hop forward, hop back. And let's go side to side, same thing. Either feet together or quick hopping. All right, back to the top, taking into those jumping jacks. Get going. Get moving in the jumping jacks. Good, into steel jacks, palms facing, out and in. And you can always be stepping it out to the side. Yeah, next one we're going for those heel taps. Just tapping the heels straight forward. Good, let's go into butt kickers. Keep going. Okay, going into those front hops. Front, back, over the line. Good, take it side to side. Finish this side to side, and then we're gonna grab our mini band. We have about 15 seconds. All right, grab a little water if you need it. Go ahead and grab your mini band that you're gonna use. That mini band is gonna start out today right below your knee, so around your calf. We're gonna start with walks here. Okay, we're gonna do walks for time. So you guys don't need to worry about counting or anything. Just make sure you are paying attention to kind of evening it out as you go forward and back and side to side and whatnot. So in between, we'll have a little rest, but it's not really gonna be a rest. I'm gonna give you guys some squat jacks to do. So your squat jacks again, feet are together when you're standing tall, feet come apart, you take it into that squat. Okay, so first step we're gonna do is gonna be forward walks, just forward, back, getting as low as you can. You don't need to be way down here if you can't get down there. As long as you're feeling it activating in your glutes, that's what we're looking for. So toes pointing straight forward, not flaring out to the side or in, straight forward the whole time. Forward, back. Again, all of this is gonna be for time. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, start with those front walks. Again, just make sure you even it out, 3 to 4 steps forward and back. Don't let those toes cave in. If you're not feeling it in your butt and your glutes, try hitting your butt muscle. You have 10 seconds to go here. So the squat jacks coming up, I want to get 10 of them. Okay, right here, feet together, standing tall, feet come apart. On your own, 10 squat jacks. Good. When you get to 10, breathe for a second. Our next one we're going to do is going to be monster walks. Again, toes are pointing straight forward. Feet are never coming together. Okay, they're never going to be touching. Always a little bit of a gap. We're taking diagonal steps. Okay, so steps on an angle. And when you come together, we're not touching. We want tension the whole time on the band. Okay, so always diagonal steps as we're going forward and back. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. So always that separation. 20 in, 20 to go. Try to keep those hips as square as you can too, so try not to open up in the hips as you're moving. Good. Okay, we're stopping, going back into 10 of those squat jacks. Good. Rest for a second. Next one's going to be lateral. So side to side, 2, 3, 4 steps, whatever you can get to the right, whatever you can get to the left. So get down low, as low as you can. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. And try to eliminate that bounce that can happen here. Try to stay as flat as you can. $20 in it, 20 to go. Again, roll those shoulders back. Don't let your body start rounding. 10 seconds. And back to those squat jacks, 10 of them. Let's go. Good, rest. We're gonna repeat that. Forward, monster, lateral, 10 squat jacks. Then we're gonna move on here. So here we go, getting low, going forward. Whatever you can just to make it even, forward and back. Let's go. Toes pointing straight forward. Keeping that band ripped apart, lots of tension. If you don't have a band, you can still be squatting low and walking. Ten seconds in this front walk. And take it into the squat jacks, 10 of them. Rest for a second, then we got monster walks. And again, walking on that angle, diagonal step, step to the same parallel, same line. Just make sure your feet aren't touching. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. Hips should be straight forward, not turning out. $20 in it, 20 to go. Final 10. And take it into those 10 squat jacks. Good little rest. Then we got the lateral walks. To the right, to the left, just make sure it's even. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Over halfway. Last 10. Right, going into those squat jacks, 10 of them right here. Good, grab yourself some water. You can take the band off for this next section. So this next section, we're gonna have 4 exercises. Okay, the first round, we're gonna start with a minute on and 20 seconds of actual recovery. I think I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys all 4 exercises real quick. That way we can just power through them. So first one is gonna be a sumo squat. Toes angled out slightly. If you want to add a weight in, you can. So we're gonna toes angled out slightly here. We're gonna take it in to that squat. All we're gonna do is alternate with lifting up our heel. Okay, so it'll be right, left, stay low in that squat. The whole time you gotta come out of it for a second, that's okay. Then we're gonna have a reverse lunge with either a little hop or just a power through. Halfway through, we'll switch legs. So we're taking it into that lunge, either hopping or just powering that leg up. Okay, so power is enough, or hop if you've got it. The next one, instead of doing that reverse lunge, it's gonna be a front lunge, but we're gonna be alternating. Okay, so back and forth. Just make sure you really are able to lower down as far as you can there. If you can't walk back or keep moving back and forth, you can always stay stationary halfway. Switch it, and then the last one is gonna be a kneel to a squat. So we're gonna go from a kneeling position, try to stay low, end in that squat, and then lower our knees back down to the ground. Okay, if for some reason that's not gonna work for you, we can just do a regular squat here, up and down and not lower down to the ground. All right, so we're starting, first round's the longest, should be the hardest. A minute in with 20 seconds of recovery. We're gonna do all 4 of those exercises. Let me get my timer. All right, here we go, starting with that sumo squat with, it's an iso sumo squat with that heel lift. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. Remember, it's nice and controlled. Try to keep your chest open. Not about speed. Good, halfway. Think about that calf muscle as you lift that heel. Good, last 15. And rest, 20-second recovery. Good, remember coming up is gonna be that lunge with a hop halfway. We'll switch sides. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Get after it. Remember, lunge with a hop or lunge and drive your knee up. Go ahead and switch sides. Oop. Find your balance. Being powerful as you bring that knee up. Good, and rest. So next one's gonna be that front lunge. You're alternating, so there'll be that minute straight. In 3, 2, 1, going for that front lunge. Make sure to keep your chest upright. Halfway. Good, last 10. And rest. Okay, next one's gonna be the kneeling one, so if you need to fold your mat over or give yourself a little extra support, feel free to do that. So again, kneeling, not into fully standing, just into flat feet and a squat. In 3, 2, 1. And you can make sure to alternate with your leading leg. Good, 20 seconds to go. Last 5. And rest. Okay, so we're gonna start from the top. It'll be that sumo squat, iso hold. All right, this time it's only gonna be for 30 seconds, so it's half the amount of time. Again, grab a little water if you need it. Otherwise, we'll get going in about 15. Shake your legs out if you need to. Here we go. Sumo squat iso with your heel lifts in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. $15 in it. Make sure you're low in that squat. And rest. It's a short rest. We're going straight into that reverse lunge with a hop. In 3, 2, 1. Again, hop or drive that knee up. I'm driving that knee up today. Hopping's not working. Ten to go. Good. We're going to take it to that recovery here. And we're gonna switch legs and do a full 30 on the other side since we didn't switch halfway. Okay, so we have 30 seconds on the opposite leg, reverse to that drive or that hop. Get going. Ten seconds here. And rest. Okay, next one's gonna be that front lunge. 30 seconds in total, alternating. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Last 5. And rest. Again, fold your mat up if you need it. Otherwise, we're gonna go straight in to the kneeling to squat in 3, 2, 1. Last 10. And rest. Grab water if you need it. All right, next one, we're gonna add the band back in. Okay, so that band this time though is gonna go above your knee, so around your thigh. So add that band in. We're gonna start on the ground. Time down there. So going down to the ground. We're gonna work through, let's see, we got 4 exercises, but we're gonna work through each of them separately. Once we're done with it, we'll move on and you will be returning. Okay, so we're gonna start with 45 seconds of work and 15 seconds of rest. Okay, we'll do 1 exercise and then we'll do it 30 seconds of work with 10 seconds of rest. Then we'll be done with it and we'll move on. So starting, we're gonna have first one is a hip drive or a hip bridge, starting with those feet on the ground, ripping that band fully apart. You're gonna come up for that count, let your knees drop in, knees rip apart just 2 times, and then tap your hips back to the ground and repeat. Okay, always that option to take away that band if needed. So starting off 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of recovery. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. We're just 2 in and outs at the top, but still keeping those hips up and those glutes engaged the whole time. Just about 15 seconds to go here. Keep moving. Make sure you're feeling it in your glute muscles. And rest. Quick recovery, and then we're going right back into it. Okay, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. 30 seconds this time. Feel free to speed it up a little bit. Halfway. Last seconds. And rest. Good, we're gonna move on here. Okay, next one is gonna be just a fire hydrant, but with that band on it. Okay, so band is still around, hands are on the ground. It's not gonna be a big lift, just a minor lift up. Try not to rotate too much in your hips. Okay, so that time count is gonna be 20 seconds on one side, straight into 20 seconds on the other this time around. Okay, we'll do that 2 times. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Okay, get a good tempo. And switch sides, straight into it. And rest. Okay, quick rest, then we're going straight back into 20 seconds. In 3, 2, 1, 20 on one side, 20 on the other. Good, switch sides right here. Again, if you're using a heavy band, it doesn't have to be a huge lift. Some minor one is good. Last 5. And relax. All right, 2 more exercises to go. We got squat jacks. You guys know what those are. We're just gonna do them for time this time. Put that band higher up where we have it. Okay, 45 seconds, 15 recovery, then 30 seconds with that 10-second recovery. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Feet apart into that squat, feet together, standing tall. Need to go. And rest. Good, quick recovery. And 30 seconds work. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Last 10. And rest. All right, last little 2 rounds. We're gonna do pulsing squats with the band. Okay, so band will stay where it's at. We'll get low, and we'll pulse it out. You need to stand out of it, that's fine. Shake it out for a second. Pop back into a traverse last 2 rounds. Okay, 45 seconds on, 15 off, 30, and then we're done. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Pulse it out. So keep those knees out, don't let them start caving in. 20 to go. Last 10. All right, 15 recovery right here. Last 30 seconds coming up. Here we go. 3, 2, let's go. Last 30. Last 15. Final 5, 3, 2, and rest. You're done. Take that band off. Good. Shake your legs out. We'll stretch it out a little bit. We'll go to the ground. So get a good stretch out in here, and then my recommendation would be, if you got time and you're not working from home or you got things to do, go take a walk outside, get some fresh air today. It's nice. Social distance, of course, but or go take a run if you're preparing for the marathon challenge at the end of the month, for either that 5K or that 10K, or maybe you're doing the half or the full or the 30. Good. One leg's out to the side here. One leg is in. Just make sure you get movement in daily. I know we're not doing these things daily, but they are being posted. You can always go onto YouTube and do them. Or just get outside and take a walk at least, while we still can. And let's have pigeon pose. One leg's going back. One leg's bent in front. Hands are on the ground. And stay in this pose. Keep going in it. And one side feels good, switch it to the other side. And that feels good. We'll take it in, feel better.